The judges score the contest 48-46, 48-46, and 47-47 for the winner by majority decision, and still!
Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Friday with Friends. It's your boy, brother Gaia. We're back again with another preview of One Friday Fights 143, which will be live Friday at 1:30 South African time. Live on YouTube. We will also be doing a live watch along for you guys. So keep a lookout for that. With me breaking this card down is not Brother AD. It is the legendary, the infamous, the one and only Brother ES Odds. Put your hands together, everybody. Let's go.
Sons of Scotland, I am William Wallace.
William Wallace is...
Hello guys, how's it going?
Good to see you. It's only our pleasure to have you on, my friend. You're on absolutely amazing online, getting all your picks correct. Just the insights on One Championship really makes us blessed to have you on our channel today. So good to have you on, my friend. How's things going?
Thank you very much, PG brother. Everything's going well. Really excited today to discuss some fights, man. Can't wait.
Yeah. Let's get into it. Before we break down this fight card, I want to get your opinion because this is the first time we have you on our show, and it's no secret that you following Nico Carrillo quite closely. I want to get your thoughts just briefly on what do you make of his title win last week.
I think obviously it's amazing that he captured the belt. You know, obviously a lot of people are going to say it's the interim belt, but to me it's the real deal. Do you know what I mean? I can't see Tawanchai coming back anytime soon, so I think Nico's the current champ. That's how I view it. And I think it was a really well fought victory over a solid Thai opposition. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, It speaks 1,000 words when obviously he's in hospital with a broken jaw. It's sad, but just shows that Scottish power. It's live, you know, live.
Let's go. No, it's an amazing performance. I kind of agree as well that it's the interim title, but I mean, it's still the title. You know what I mean? The interim, people understand
bro.
what it means. It's just...
We'll take anything we can get as Scottish. You know what I mean? So interim or not, we'll take it.
No, it's a legitimate win. It's the top two guys in the division outside of Tawanchai Super One. So it's a title fight. That's what it is. And I think it sets up the division nicely going forward from here. What's to come, you know what I mean? So yeah, big ups to Nico Carrillo. It's a massive performance. But today we do have One Friday Fights 143, as you can see on screen. So I'm gonna go to the main event. It is quite an entertaining card. Not gonna lie, I think there's some good matchups here. But I'm gonna start. It's a wonderful card. So I'm gonna roll up this first fight. It's the main event. We have Vero. Everybody knows she's fighting out of Myanmar, legend out of Lithuania, and quite powerful. She's 29 years old. The record in One Championship country stands at 2 wins, 1 loss. 0 no contest. That 1 win came by TKO in the last fight. She's on a 2 fights win streak at the moment. She beat Liu Mingri by split decision. We all know what her fight style is like. She is taking on arguably one of the top talents in the atomweight Muay Thai division right now. 25 years old is Shir Cohen. Her record in One Championship is 3 wins, 0 losses, 0 no contest. 1 win by TKO, 3 fight win streak. Beating Emi Plini by unanimous decision in the last fight. So give me your thoughts on this one, bro. I do think it's the contrasting of styles. One's more of a volume striker, a little bit of lots of footwork in Shir Cohen, and Vero, as we know, powerful, just all power, but still quite technical in there. Can you give us your thoughts on this matchup?
Well, I think it is definitely main event worthy for being a women's fight. There's not really many women's fights in one that I think you could put on as a main event, but this one's definitely one of them. Obviously, she's been out for a little while. I'm not too sure if she's fought on any other promotions in Thailand since that she was meant to fight Alicia. Do you know?
She fought a month ago. Yeah. I'm just getting it for you. Yeah, I think she fought. I watched the fight yesterday, actually. And I think she fought... Just give me a second. This is about 3 months ago. I think it was in RWS? Yeah, I think it was... No, LWC. That's
yeah. That will be at Lumpinee Stadium in the big gloves. So obviously she's had a little bit time out from the 4-ounce gloves. In the meantime, Vero, you know, she's been fighting. I think she's fought 3 times. Obviously, 2 wins, 1 loss. I think it's going to be a decision. I'm leaning towards Vero because the activity in the smaller gloves, and I have seen she's been training like a monster at Tiger Muay Thai. She's had a lot of strong sparring partners as well. So I could probably see Vero maybe dropping her early on and then running away with the decision. I couldn't see either finishing each other. I think they're both very strong. But I am leaning towards that Vero, probably decision win for Vero, 100%.
Interesting. Do you remember the fight that she had with Francesco Vera? I'm not sure if
Yes,
you can
that was her
performance.
debut, right?
That was a debut fight, correct? She did fight someone that has, I won't say Francesco Vera has the volume or the style of Shir Cohen, but I would say that she did apply consistent pressure and volume on Vero in that fight, which I felt that Vero had a difficult time dealing with. I think Shir Cohen, in my opinion, is a slightly more, what do I say, I would say devastating than Francesco Vera in the sense of how she moves forward and the aggressive and the constant variations of her kicks. Do you think that that poses some threats to Vero?
I think it definitely does, but I just think how tough she is. I mean, I can't remember if she's been knocked down in one. I don't think she was knocked down in that Vera fight. She
Not in
was?
Vera. Last fight she fought against Lee Mingrui, and Mingrui dropped her.
Did she drop, right?
Yes, they both got knocked
down. I'd like to say Vero's going to hold up. I just think that inactivity in the 4 hours gloves for Shir, it's going to show. I think it's definitely going to show, and I think Vero, she's only going to get every fight that she has in these 4 ounce gloves, she's just going to get more comfortable. Do you know what I mean? She's an absolute psychopath. She generally fights like a guy. She fights like a guy, you know. So I do think we're going to see, in my opinion, Vero's best performance of one so far. I'm expecting a really solid performance from her.
That's a very good point that you made there, that she's getting used to the small gloves. Still only 29 years old, relatively young. Do you think she poses threats to the atomweight queens, Petapichat and Alicia Rodriguez?
I would really like to see Vero v Alicia one day. I think that would be a really strong matchup. I think the Petapichat fight with Vero, I think Petapichat she just does her thing. Do you know what I mean? I don't think it's like the Nabil situation. I don't think there's anyone in that division that can come close to her, you know. Yeah. But I'd like to maybe one day see Vero and Alicia. I think that would be a nice clash of styles. But in no way am I downplaying Shir. You know, Shir's an amazing fighter. She's never lost in one. She obviously bet Scottish fighter Amy Pierney. You know, I tout her quite highly. You know, I thought she was going to be the next coming onto the scene and smashing it. But I think Vero's just going to be too strong, man. That Burmese power, that Burmese chin. I think she's just gonna overtake her in this fight. You know.
There is. I mean, you're making a good point, and I think on paper it looks that way. I must say though, I've watched the 3 fights of Vero now in the one championship so far. I haven't seen a fight outside of one before, so seeing that one was the first time for me. And some patterns I've noticed in all 3 fights is there's a little bit of a reckless abandonment, or sometimes letting go of the defense, asserting that power onto her opponents, that she goes forward and she just kind of lets go of the guard and like, I know I'm stronger than you, I know I've got more durability than you.
A bit reckless. She tastes the blood and she gets a bit reckless. 100%.
It's a bit reckless in there. And I find that, especially in her last performance against Lee, she got tagged too many times in that fight because of that nature of, you know, just going in there and getting it. And that's actually what led to her getting knocked down. You find that could be something that Cohen could exploit in this fight.
Oh, 100%. If anyone's going to capitalize, it's going to be someone like Shir. You know what I mean? She's really, as I said, she's not had much activity in the 4 ounce, but she knows how to bang in them. Do you know what I mean? She knows how to bang, but I've been quite asserted on a Vero win. You know, I think I've got my trust in her. So yeah, okay. I'll go with Vero here.
Let's go. For the comment section, guys, give us your thoughts in that comment section. Please let us know what you make of that main event. As he is always mentioned, it is worthy of a main event. I'm inclined to agree. I'm not going to give you guys my picks for the fight card. I'm going to be releasing my picks later this evening. We will do our live betting man segment, so keep a lookout for that. But okay, I think it's safe for us to move on to the co-main event. Is that okay?
100%, bro. Let's go.
Let's go. All right, co-main event. Now, this is a fight I'm quite intrigued because I spent some time yesterday watching quite a bit of tape on Petapichat. And I'm not going to lie. First time I'm seeing him, I believe that he actually has won titles in RWS before. So checked out his style, and he's quite technical. So I'm going to give you some numbers here quickly, and then we're going to break down this fight. So Denkriangkrai is 27 years old. He has become a little bit of a fan favorite for me at one championship so far. His record is 7 wins, 5 losses in one championship, 1 win by KO, 3-fight win streak. He beat Asahi Shinagawa by unanimous decision in his last fight. I thought that was a very good performance by him. And then, like I said, Petapichat, one debut, but has fought at RWS. A little bit of a low kick specialist, mainly just throws that low kicks out there, which sets up his latest shots. But I think he mainly plays around in those positions over there. Doesn't box that much, which I find a little bit strange. Because he's taken on Denkriangkrai, who is, let's be honest, the guy has leveled up. He's in his last 3 fights, and he's gone a bit of unfortunate losses here and there. But I must say he's changed his game quite significantly. Great timing as well. Can you give us your thoughts, CSR, on this fight?
So obviously, I'm a very big fan of Denkriangkrai. Obviously, I was there at Lumpinee when he fought Stephen Irvin, the Scottish fighter. He lost by decision. I think that was very, very close decision. It could have went either way. But he's been since then. He's obviously, I think he lost to, I think it might have been a tie in one, and then he's on a 3-fight win streak. So he's definitely upped his game. He's got some solid sparring partners. Shadow. He's training with Petapichat, on our RWS champion. And obviously we've seen in his last fight against, I can't actually pronounce that. Sorry for any of the Japanese fans. I cannot pronounce his last opponent's name. But yeah, there we go. I'll let you pronounce it. But I think he fought a very well fight, very strong decision win. And I'm probably leaning towards a Denkriangkrai decision win here. I think Pet's good, but as you say, he's not got that punching volume. I think he's kicking, and I think it's probably going to be a decision from Denkriangkrai, but I could see him maybe getting caught once or twice, maybe getting a KO win, maybe even getting that bonus, you know?
Be cool.
350,000 bet bonus.
Let's get it. I like that you agreed with me with Pet mainly being a kick-heavy approach and not that much of a high-volume puncher. Look, his kicks are quite devastating. The fights I did watch, like, fighters struggle with it. And usually into the later rounds, you start to see it pay dividends, and they kind of battle to move, and they kind of just fold to his pressure, right? But Denkriangkrai doesn't really stand still. The one thing I did notice in Pet's fights was that I think he's an orthodox fighter, and Pet is southpaw. So what that simply, obviously, that he's not going to be able to attack the outside leg as much as he would like because it's the opposite stance. So do you think that might be a little bit of a how do I put this, a disadvantage for Pet and an advantage for Denkriangkrai?
I'd say definitely. I'd say yeah. And obviously, just like the last fight, Den's got that much more experience in the 4-ounce gloves. I think that's something a lot of people underestimate. You can fight as many 5-round Muay Thai fights as you want. You can fight in RWS, but when you put on them 4-ounce gloves and you feel the power, it's different. It's different. So I think Den's definitely got the upper hand in this fight. I think he's actually coming in as the underdog. I'm pretty sure he's coming in as the underdog. But I think experience talks 1,000 words, and I think Den's gonna pick up the win here. Even maybe the bonus as well.
I hope he gets the bonus. I'm a big fan of that. And maybe just to add to what you're saying, I'm not sure you're familiar with TSPV on X as well. So familiar. Familiar. He also is riding with Denkriangkrai this weekend. So if that's anything to go with,
100%. I'll definitely be picking him.
Real bad man.
Definitely be in a few of my parlays for sure, 100%.
You see, I'm inclined to agree with Denkriangkrai as well. Let's go. Okay, I think we can move to. Look, I'm gonna end with this. I'm still gonna find it a little bit of an interesting matchup. I don't want to go and say, listen, it's a walk in the park for Denkriangkrai because
no way.
And I've seen the way fighters have reacted to those leg kicks from Petch. It's like, okay, he's putting some heat on them. He's intending to take your legs out, but he had 2 leg kick finishes as well. So I think there is something to pay attention there. It's just the opposite stance is a little tricky for me.
Yeah, no, definitely.
let's keep it moving to the next bout on the fight card. Let me see. All right, so this is the. I'm not gonna lie. This fight, I have a little bit that difficulty finding some tape on Liang Tet Ang. I still
Yeah,
don't have.
nothing out there about this guy. Nothing
You
out
too.
there. Yeah, nothing. Zero.
Ah, I was hoping you found something on him. So I'm inclined to give this fight a pass, to be honest with you, just because I can only give information on one guy, and I don't like doing that. I like to be able to talk about
Yeah.
both guys. Don't talk about the other guy. I think it's kind of pointless to give a pick for a fight you have no information on the other guy.
Do you know what's actually funny? I thought, upon seeing the card being released, I actually thought the Burmese guy had fought in one before, but nah, it doesn't look like he has. There must be someone with the exact same name or certain words in his name the same. But I think we'll be looking at a Wan Chai Noi win. I think 100%.
Yeah, Wan Chai Noi didn't do too bad in his debut. It was his only fight, and he beat Coco. And Coco is also a bit of a name that people can recognize. That I'm not saying he's like world class, but he's a name that's fought regularly at one. And Wan Chai Noi actually did a really good job against him. He used his range really well as the taller fighter, which I expect him to do in a fight like this. I won't be surprised to find Wan Chai Noi being the taller fighter in this one as well. But I agree with you. The Tet Ang name is quite a common name. I don't know if that's like a
100%. I think everyone in Myanmar be calling their sons all the Ungs and Hitets and all of that, you know. So you see them quite frequently. But you just know the guy's gonna have an absolute chin. He's gonna have a solid chin.
That's a fact. It's a common pattern we find with the Burmese fighters in Muay Thai is that they're so durable, but don't have like a wide array of weapons they can throw at you, right? It's just a lot of durability and aggression and a lot of power in all their shots. But I wish they can be so much more technical. Ooh, they'll produce.
They'd have a lot more success, man. They'd have a lot more success. But listen, I can't complain when we got these random Burmese guys coming out and putting on wars for us. Do you know what I mean? I can't complain.
That's a fact. They put on amazing fights, and they fight for that bonus. Okay, so then I think we can give this one a pass. I will say I'll be interested to watch it because of the weight division. It's strawweight. Obviously, I like that division so much. So let's see the progression from these two young men as well. And also one more question before we move on is I'm not sure if you noticed that the Friday fights are no longer producing catchweight fights. Do you have any opinion on that?
Didn't notice it. I'll be honest. I didn't notice it.
It
But it seems like they might just be moving away, or it might just be a case of not being able to book any catchweight fights. You know what I mean? They might be struggling to get anyone to fight. So
possibly, yeah.
We shall see.
We shall see. It's the one thing I did say since watching One Championship is that I wish they could actually move away from catchweight and stick to divisions, because then we can start getting the divisions moving. You know, I can get.
I'm pretty sure they're going to be bringing in the rankings very soon. I think the ranking panel is in process of deciding like rankings, etc. So it might be a case of that. You know what I mean?
I hope so, because we need the rankings. Come on, we really need the rankings.
100%, man. I need to see Nico Carrillo at champion. I've been refreshing it all week since the fight. I've been refreshing it. I'm like, damn.
No, but he deserves it. I think for the promotion, I think for the fans as well, it's a big plus to have the rankings, right? I mean, the fighters get incentives to see who they can match up with in the rankings, and us as fans can play matchmaker a little bit better and keep track of the athletes, and keep track of their movements and like
100%.
But okay, so let's keep it moving to the flyweight division. Muay Thai fight between Lam Singh taking on Plai Payak. This is interesting as well. We got Lam Singh, 30 years old. His recorded one is 5 wins, 2 losses, 0 contest, 1 win by KO, 1 win by TKO. He beat Kasan Salimov by split decision in his last fight. Questionable fight. I mean, I believed he won because of the knockdown, but I mean, he did basically back up for 2 rounds, which I thought was a bit surprising. Plai Payak is 22 years old. He's making his One Championship debut. He's extremely tall, so there's quite a bit of a height discrepancy here. I noticed on my tape on Plai Payak is that he likes the clinch game. Loves those knees in the clinch.
Muay Thai is definitely a Muay Thai.
He's Muay Thai. There you go. I must say though, based on the fight that I did watch, it's a little bit sloppy. He's a little bit sloppy. Maybe because he's so lanky. I don't know what that is, but definitely the knees are something to be watched out for. I don't think that it's going to be a fight that's going to be a cakewalk for Lamsing, even though I think he's got the power and experience over him. But that height discrepancy is a big thing. And also, like once in the clinch, what does Lamsing do there? Can you give us your thoughts on this one, Yesar?
So obviously, yeah, it's Payak's debut. He's never fought in foreign gloves before. Do you know what I mean? That's always going to play a big part in it. Lamsing, I'm just seeing now, T1 Fight Academy. I think he's changed gym because he's always been at Sword Japan.
Yes.
I think he's changed gyms or changed tags. But obviously, he's fought top opposition and won. Do you know what I mean? He's fought Denkriangkrai, went to decision with him. Even fought Kale Tem, Fairtex. I don't think he's fought on one in a while, but he was really, really good in like the early Friday fight days. And then obviously Salamov. So I'm probably leaning towards a Lamsic win. I can even probably see him getting the knockout because Payak, as you say, he's a bit taller. He's more of a Muay Thai, but he comes into the clinch, and I can picture trying to come into the clinch and just getting caught. In those 4-ounce gloves, I think he's going to feel it on the chin. I've watched him a couple of times on the New Power Group show at Rajardam. He's good, but I think he should stick to those big gloves, man. You can't come over to one. You can't come over to one and bang it out with a guy like Lamsing on your debut. You know.
I completely agree. Lamsing has got a lot of power, but fundamentally his boxing's really good. I think it's a little bit overlooked. I think his timing is fantastic. You don't beat Denkriangkrai. Like it's not an easy win if you're going to stay boxing with him. Denkriangkrai is a fantastic, sharp boxer, long and rangy, and the way Lamsing was able to deal with him over that 3 rounds is phenomenal. And I thought we have to put some respect on Lamsing's fights, and even against Kasan Solimov, who is a little bit of a wild card in there. That he moves so consistently, and he's sticky and he switches stances a lot. Lamsing was able to survive that and crack a big shot at him. I think he made a very good point considering that Payak should stick to the bigger gloves, because again, watching the tape on Payak, even though he's got that clinch game as his preference, he's a little bit sloppy getting there. Like he kind of leaves himself a little bit exposed, and he does get tagged. And you're right, it makes me think, if it's not a big gloves and small gloves, how does he respond to that shot? So for me, it's like, how does Payak respond when he gets tagged coming in, because he does drop the hands? And how does Lamsing deal with that pressure? I expect Payak to put the pressure on him, start early. So do you think it's going to be a Lamsing win overall?
I'll be going with a Lamsing win. I think I'd probably be more leaning towards the knockout more than a decision, just because it's Payak's debut. And I think with him being a 5-round fighter, his team's probably going to want him to start fast, but I think it's just going to be drilled into him to start slow. And I think Lamsic's just going to do his thing, man. But it's interesting to see the T1 Fight Academy tag. It's I don't recall seeing that he's moved gym or anything, so I'll definitely need to look into that after the show.
The T1 Fight Academy, are there any other names that you can recognize from that gym?
Not at all.
I don't know if I've seen it before. I might have seen that name before on one of the Friday Fights cards. But there's a big point you made there, that he moved from Sword Japan, which is again a very good gym to be training out of.
You know, there's actually, I may add, there's a few fighters who have actually left Sword Japan in the last couple months. There's Xavi Goncalves, the Spanish guy. He's moved to Sanctinoy, and then we've got. Can you remember the Brazil? He's like white Brazilian. Tobias.
Yes.
Tobias. He's moved. He's moved to Jungle Club. It's a new gym in Bangkok. And then obviously we've got Rambolek. He was fighting at Sword Japan. He's moved to Superbond. So
yes,
interesting to see that they're losing a lot of top fighters. You know what I mean?
They still got Adam and Alif. That's still competing there, right? That's still training out of.
Yeah, still got the brothers, man. That's all you need, to be honest. Just need them to.
Isn't Zhao Xuyai still with him, or was he ever with him? No, he's not there. Hey. So,
sorry, can you repeat that?
Zhao Xuyai.
Yeah, he's still there. He's still there.
Okay, let's go. If there's anything that you can make from this, I have a moneyline pick here from ESPV, and he actually got Payak on there. But he said that's the outside chance. it's like if you because of the line, obviously the line is he's like, listen, if you want to go for an outside chance for someone on this card, you could go with Flyweight because of the height discrepancy. But I have a difficulty agreeing with it, to be honest.
Listen, I would love if Petapichat can come and cause a massive upset, maybe get a crazy knockout win or something. But just going off first glance and the facts, I'm thinking Lamsing's gonna get this one, and I think, yeah, by knockout. That's my prediction on this one. Lamsing by knockout, round 1 or 2.
I'm inclined to agree. I think that power was something to witness. Okay, let's keep it moving to the next part. This is an interesting one. We got 2 debutants on the line. Women's strawweight MMA. Where we still don't have. If I'm not mistaken, I think Denise Mwanga. She didn't vacate the title, right? She still has it.
Yeah, she still has it. I've been checking the rank. Been checking the rank, and she's still got it.
She's still got it. Okay.
Yeah,
There's no vacancy there. All right, so this is her division. We have 2 debutants: Elaine Loladze from Georgia, or Elena from Georgia, taking on Sada Mahmoud from the Philippines. So Elena Loladze is 23 years old. This is her obviously one championship debut. What I gathered is that she's a little bit of a pacey striker. She's got the range over Sada. She's also got some jiu-jitsu on the ground, some good jiu-jitsu experience. But I think striking is definitely her forte. So Sada Mahmoudi, 33 years old. She's obviously got more experience. This is also her one championship debut. What I did gather, aggressive puncher, loves the hooks. She's got the experience, doesn't really like being in the clinch that much. What I did notice is that in the later round, she does tend to fade. I think that's because of the overwhelming pace she puts on in the first round. Can you give us your thoughts on this one, Isard, and also a little bit of a pick?
So I did obviously look into both fighters. Elaine, she's got a crazy amateur record. I think she's unbeaten in amateur and pro. She's 2-0 in pro at the moment. And she also trains at Tiger Muay Thai in Phuket. So you can imagine some of the sparring partners she's got over there. It's crazy. Obviously, Sarah, I couldn't find too much about her. Obviously, it's her one debut. But I think she might be 3-1 in pro, if I'm not wrong. 3-1. I'm probably leaning towards Elaine just because of that crazy record she's got. Could be padded. Could be one of these crazy padded records.
Yeah.
But it's just the fact she's training over at Tiger Muay Thai. She's got a lot of goodness around her. And obviously, she's not the only Tiger Muay Thai fighter fighting on the card this week. So I think she's going to have a lot of momentum, and I think she's going to get the win. I'll be probably looking at a lane finish early.
I'm inclined to agree as well. Initially I was thinking, okay, Mahmoud, for the experience and the grappling that she can put on, because she does shoot. But she only really shoots if she's not getting success on the hands. At least for what I gathered. I remember one of the promotions I watched her fight in. I got a link from DSPV to watch her fight, and that was UFC Fight Pass, which is interesting.
Right.
But yeah, I think overall, from what I did gather, I think Loladze has got the advantages there. She's taller, she's faster, she's younger, she's aggressive, she's got fantastic striking. You know, like you mentioned, it's still very early in her career. She's still, 2-0 pro record. But I've seen enough of the fights to watch to know that, okay, she's got a good head on her shoulders. And also the main threat she'll have to focus on here is maybe Mahmoud being aggressive in the first round. After that, she's probably not going to give you much. So I'm also inclined to go Loladze. If you're going to go a finish, I'm not sure. Eh? What do you think? I know you said finish, but I'm not sure.
I think the women's fights in one, they tend to be in MMA. They tend to always have, I think, I don't know how to really explain it. There's always the person searching for the bonus, you know. And obviously Sarah, I didn't mention this, but she had a few kickboxing fights in her amateur career. So I think she's going to maybe want to try and prove a point and stand and bang with Elaine, try and show her that, look, I can trade. But I think I'm going with Elaine. Elaine by, I don't want to say knockout, but by finish early on.
Okay,
early on.
Yeah, I must be honest. Like, the only thing that makes that for me a strong motivation is because of that bonus factor. And for some reason, even with the men, there's like this: if they're not contacted, they put this pace on as if there's only one round in the fight, and I think, oh guys, there's still 2 rounds to go. Why are we fighting at this kind of pace? But for the women, it's either the 1 round finish or it's a 3 round decision. Typically.
Yeah, definitely. It's a little bit like last week. We had the Fontaine versus the Russian girl. I can't actually remember the Russian girl's second name, but it was They obviously, I think a lot of people might have thought that would have went the full 3 rounds, and then boom, came in with the finish. So I think we might see something similar here. And obviously, women's strawweight MMA, I think they're needing a few fresh faces. So if one of these fighters can put on a big performance, get the finish, they might see them again very soon, and maybe a fight night card or something like that.
But was that fight last week? Was that a strawweight or was that atomweight? I can't remember now.
I'm not sure. I don't think it was strawweight.
Yeah, they were smaller, and also the experience level was quite massive. I think Fontaine, that was a MMA that was a pro debut, and for Ignactiva, she had already gone like 5 submission wins in a row prior to that fight. I think it was so.
She fought lots.
There was a big discrepancy in terms of experience in that fight. See it, massive. But okay, let's keep it moving to this next fight. I think this fight is going to be a fun one for sure. That Loladze and Mahmoud. But this next fight, though, for me, is a big one purely because of the landscape of that strawweight division. Right, we know Ti has been fighting in the strawweight division, and then Anon is new to the game, but looked good or at least new to the 4 ounces, and he looks really good in his opening fight. So Anon is 25 years old. That his record in 1 championship is 2 wins, 0 losses, and 0 no contests. He's got 2 wins by KO. He beat Gianni Delu by 2nd round KO in his last fight, but he had to come back because he got knocked down in the 1st round. Ti is 28. He's a little bit older. His record in 1 is 2 wins, 3 losses, 0 no contests, 2 wins by KO, 3 fight losing streak. He lost to Singdam by unanimous decision in his last fight. And I kind of feel like that's how he loses his fights. Ti, it takes too long going for me. It takes too long to get that engine running. He's a little bit of a lower volume striker, right? 1 punch, 2 punch at a time, but lots of heat with those punches, but doesn't really assert that volume on you. Whereas Anon, he does put the volume on fighters. He gets them back up and then he keeps them on the ropes and let their hands go, right? And he also has the kill shot in him. Can you give us your take on this one because of the contrast of styles? And also, let's be real, the strawweight division is really heating up right now. It really is heating up, so.
100%. It's cooking. It's cooking right now.
Yeah. Let's go. So what do you make of this fight? I think it's a big one.
I think, obviously, I need to mention Anon's last fight. That was absolutely bonkers. I mean, against Gianni, he got dropped in the 1st round, and I think everyone watching kind of just thought, right, well, he's going to just start fading now. The Belgian's going to probably knock him out, and then boom, out of nowhere, came with his own drop, and then won the knockout. He got the bonus as well, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he got the bonus. Obviously, Ti, he fought not long ago on Channel 3. 5 rounds Muay Thai. He fought Sunday. Don't know if you're familiar with him.
Yes.
He fought Sunday and he lost by decision. And just like you mentioned, he takes too long to get into his rhythm. Do you know what I mean? He takes too long to start up. But he's fought some top opposition and won. Do you know what I mean? He's fought guys like Song Chai Noi, went the full 3 rounds with him and the small gloves. But I think Anon is going to show levels this fight. I don't think he's going to get the knockout. I think Ti's just got that Thai chin, that drunken chin that you just can't knock him out. But I'm going to be leaning towards an Anon decision win, just because he's on a roll right now. Do you know what I mean? He's not, as far as I know, he's not been fighting outside of one in like 5 round promotions. So I think he's pretty focused on one right now. So I am going to be probably leaning towards an Anon win, and I do think all round, I think he's a bit more of a stand and bang fighter, where Ti likes to back off a lot. He likes to kind of retreat and like move around, but I think Anon's just gonna blister him with those big shots, man. Maybe we could see a KO by body shot. He loves that body shot. But
I agree. Man. No, I completely agree. I think don't interrupt you there, my yes, order. But I agree. I think Ti he loses because he just takes too long. It's not because fighters like their punching power is better or they. I mean, Song Chun-Noi, you know, is one of the biggest punchers in the division, and he couldn't even knock him out. That speaks volumes
And
about.
that, and I'll be honest, that fight, you know, I think maybe if you didn't watch it, you might think, oh, Sung Chai-Noi would have beat the crap out of him, but he didn't. You know, it was quite a back and forth fight. I think Ti might have even won the first round, if I'm not mistaken. He might have actually won the first round. But I think he's just one of these Thai fighters that takes too long to get into his rhythm. I think the 5 rounds is just integrated in him. I think he's just used to starting the first 2 rounds, kind of just scanning his opponent, downloading information. But as you know, man, in one, you can't do that. You ain't got time to scan opponents. You just gotta get straight to it, you know.
Especially the way Anon fights, right? If you look at these 2 fights that he has in one championship, the guy does start from the first bell. Like he doesn't actually wait for a second round. He gets going. Partially how he got knocked down against Gianni was that aggression. But I mean, the ability to recover from that and then also stay safe and actually land these big shots, I thought that was very impressive. And again, I just think that Ti is going to struggle to be able to get going, and that's probably the reason why he's probably going to lose. Not because he's going to get knocked out or anything. I just think he's going to get outstruck. And I think one championship should consider bringing us some infighting numbers. What do you think about that, ESR? Like, you know, during the matches.
100%. I mean, I've got my own views on the whole commentary and stuff like that, but I think one thing they can add in is numbers. You know what I mean? I'd like some in-fight graphics on the screen. You know, that'd be. We don't ask for much, man. We don't ask for much. Give it to us.
You know what I mean? There's been a promotion that's been running for how long? One championship is. It's, you know what I mean? And they're not new to this, so I'm surprised we don't have. We don't have 5 rounds Muay Thai. We don't have more infighting numbers on screen, and we also don't have corner cams. And for me, those are like basics. Those are fundamentals that you're supposed to have as a fight promotion. I don't know.
Corner cams would be insane. Corner cams would be insane. Like some of the times I'll be sitting and I'm watching, like just for instance, Team Medi's a toot. The guy's going crazy. I want to see that close up. I want to see that in 1080 HP. You know what I mean?
And you want to hear. You want to hear what they're telling you. I want to get that. So hopefully they can upgrade that. I know there was a brief conversation last year with Nick Atkin releasing information about potentially having 5 rounds Muay Thai this year. So hopefully we get that in one championship, and not only in the title fights, but I mean like on a Friday fights card, main event, co-main event, 5 rounds, would be really good to watch.
100%. We're waiting for it, man. We're waiting for it.
Okay, let's keep it moving. 80. We can move to the next fight on the fight card.
We're saying Anon win there, by the way. Anon win.
Oh yeah, 100%. I'm agreeing with that one. He's actually part of my parlay, I think. Yeah. I'm actually, to be honest with you, just before we came and did the recording, I was still putting my parlay together because I'm doing one and UFC this week. So.
Are we? One and okay.
Let's go to this next fight. Let's play with kickboxing. We have Michael Baranov, young lad, 22 years old. A little bit of a fun, vibrant fighter, but sometimes you can see maybe the inexperience gets to him. The body's still a little bit fresh to the game. I think body shots is a little bit of his weakness. He's 22, like I mentioned. His record in one is 1 win, 1 loss, even no contest. That 1 win he does have is a win via KO. His last fight, he lost to Ali Kelat, who was also debuting that time by a second round KO. Again, body shot. He's taking on Shoma. Now, this one I gave a pass because when I type in Shoma on Typology, there's like 500 different Shomas. I don't know which one is the real one. I clicked on all their names. Neither of them show that they're fighting Baranov next, so I wasn't sure if any of them were the real one. So hopefully, I'm relying on you here. If you can give me information on Shoma, yes, or if you got any information on this fight, please let us know. But I'm not going to reveal any picks for this fight because Shoma is an unknown factor to me.
Obviously, yeah, we know Michael Baranov. I think his first fight in one was very fun against Angel, the Argentina guy.
Yes.
But I think obviously that inexperience showed in his second fight with Ali. But I think not underestimate him because Ali is a beast. I think he's we need to see more of him because he's a monster. Do you know what I mean? He's got crazy power in those 4-ounce gloves. Yeah. But it's interesting to see him coming over to kickboxing because obviously he's to my knowledge, and obviously on Tapology, he's never fought kickboxing. He seems to just be strictly Muay Thai. And obviously, having your debut in kickboxing against a Jap, I mean, fair enough, man. And obviously, his coach, Johnny Betts, he says that he's got high hopes that he's going to take over the featherweight kickboxing division. He's got high hopes, so that's big, strong words to have, man. So we shall wait and see. But obviously, I'll probably not have any action on this fight. But if I did have to pick, I'd probably say Michael. I'd probably go with Michael.
Yeah. I'm going to reserve mine for the. Actually, I'm not going to put any pick on this one. I'm going to leave it as is just to see, because you make a good point. He's taken on a Japanese kickboxer. We know that they pretty much rule that sport. And that statement for Michael to take over the division, I think, is a bit of a big one, because you've got the likes of Superbon, Noiri, Mingyang. You've got, what's the other guy, one of my favorites, Gregorian. Are you serious?
Oh, yeah. I know. It's strong words, man, but we shall see come Friday. And obviously, I've not got much words on Shoma, because as you say, there's nothing out there really strong that I can find about him that show me that's who Shoma is. Do you know what I mean? There's many Shomas, but if I had to pick, I'll go with Michael, man. Go with Michael.
Okay. Yeah, there you hear it, guys. Let us know in the comments what you have for that one. So that in that way we can segue into our next fight. Then we have a Uzbekistan Fakhridin Kazanov taking on Yoshida Kusei. Kusei. This is a very good matchup. Flyweight kickboxing. I like the debut from Yoshida. I thought he was quite impressive in his debut. So Kazanov, this is also his one championship debut. It's also his kickboxing debut. He has fought at RWS. He's got a Muay Thai record of 45 wins, 6 losses. But he's got the kickboxing nature. Yoshida, on the other hand, 19 years old. His record in 1 is 1 win, 0 losses, 0 no contests. He beat Tovan Nopian by unanimous decision in his last fight. I liked what I saw. I thought he represented good composure for someone that's young. He's got a fantastic kicking range, good low kicks, good switch high kicks as well, sharp boxing, and defensively quite sound. But he's taken on someone that loves the forward pressure, starts hard in the first round in Kasunov. Kasunov also has some good body kicks, but I did notice that he does fade rounds 2, round 3. Do you have any thoughts on this one? And also, if you have any picks, let us know. Yes, or let's go.
In terms of this fight, I mean, obviously, I watched Kasunov on RWS, and you're right. He does fade a little bit going into the fight. I don't know much about his opponent. I'm not too familiar with him, but I'll probably not have any action on this fight. I'll probably just sit back and try to enjoy it, man. But I think it would be quite interesting to see Kasunov in one. Obviously, fought in RWS, so
big gloves.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting, man. Especially in kickboxing as well. I thought maybe he'd be coming in trying to fight in those 4-ounce gloves, but maybe he's trying to take it slow. Do you know what I mean? Work up to that, but it's a good start. Good to see him in one, man. Another interesting fighter.
Yeah, 100%. Look, the way I look at this fight, I can see him, Kasunov, bagging that first round for sure. I think he's a very good first round fighter. He starts hard. He's got good weapons on him. I think because he's got such a intensity with his volume in the first round, it does show up in the later rounds. The hands do drop a little bit. He gets a little bit complacent in there. And Yoshida, when I watched his first fight, it was a Muay Thai fight when he fought against Tovan. It wasn't kickboxing. No, it was kickboxing. Excuse me. He looked really good. Yoshida looked really good. Like I said, his composure was fantastic because he had to be. Tovan was quite aggressive in that first round. But the way Yoshida was able to keep that guard up and not look like he's been sort of overwhelmed. He stayed very calm in there. He's got a mean switch high kick. I think he might even come in this fight as the slightly taller fighter as well. It's a tricky one. It's a tricky one to pick. But I think I'm more interested to see what Kasunov looks like.
Do we know what gym Yoshida's from?
No.
Say on his one page, because there's a fighter this week fighting out of Teppan Gym. I'm not sure if it's Shoma or if it's Yoshida, but there is a Teppan Gym. Is it Yoshida?
Yeah, it's Yoshida.
Well, in that case, I'd probably be leaning Yoshida. Okay. Just because he's coming out. That's a really strong gym. But who knows, man? It would be nice to see Kasunov, Tiger Muay Thai, coming out and getting a big statement win on his one debut.
He's got a tough fight to go up against. But okay, chat, if you guys can let us know what you have, give us your picks for that fight. It'll be absolutely amazing. As you can tell, myself and his are on the fence. I'm not going to give a pick for this one in terms of a parlay or any money lines, but I'm definitely going to keep a close eye to take information in to see, like I said, I watched Yoshida's fight, his debut, and I was quite impressed with that one. Okay, well, on that note, let's keep it moving. Strawweight Muay Thai up next. We have Petapichat taking on Masatoshi Hirai. Give you some numbers. Petapichat is 22 years old. His record in one is 0 wins, 1 loss, 0 no contest. He lost to Kunpon. Not the Kunpon who fought last week. It's a different Kunpon. He lost that fight via round 2 TKO. Go watch that fight back if you haven't. It was super, super explosive. From round 1 all the way through round 2. Just high volume, high pace all the way. Guys fight like their life depended on it. Masatoshi Hirai is 34 years old, so he's obviously got the experience. His record in one is 1 win, 1 loss. No contest. 1 win came by KO. He beat He beat a Myanmar guy, right? Sasu Tiha. That was via second round KO. Right. So what do we have here? We have both guys that love to get that knockout. I think Hirai's got some good kicks. He's fantastic. He also does condition his opponents really, really well. Petapichat is a little bit of a fireball in there. I'm not sure if you can remember, but he fought like his life was dependent on it. Like his family was held hostage and he had to win this fight. The guy was crazy. I thought to myself, like, bro, you need to pace yourself because you're gonna get tagged here. And he didn't even think about any defensive positions. What's your thoughts on this fight? I think this is gonna be a wild one.
100%. I think I'm not too sure, but is this maybe the fight kicking off the main card, like the international card?
Yes, it is.
Is it? What a fight to kick it off. I'm probably leaning for the tie here, Petch. I know that he fights quite regular in the 5-round scene. Obviously that fight with Kunpon, that was coming up for 2 years ago, and obviously that was quite
it was wild.
I'd say he let himself down a bit, just going too crazy. I think if he just kind of stayed composed, I think he might have got the decision. But I think he was too reckless trying to prove a point on his debut. I don't blame him, but I think the young fighter is gonna get the KO here. I'm going for Petch KO. Masatoshi, he done well against that Myanmar guy. I mean, it's not often you see Japs KO in Myanmar or anyone KO in Myanmar's, but I just think that young blood, that Thai blood, I think he's going to start off the international card, big KO win, get that 350k back bonus. That's what I'm going for here, and I will be picking Pep as well in one of my parlays, 100%.
Okay, awesome. Let's keep that parlay for the end of the episode. We keep our viewers nice on a cliffhanger, and they wait long enough, they'll get that magical parlay from ESR. Let's go. Do you think that Pitch is going to have to... Do you think the key to his victory is to actually start the way he did the previous fight, like make it a bit of a fight? Because we know that the Japanese typically like to be methodical and take their time and not necessarily rush and make it a bit of a wild fight. Do you think that could be the advantage for Pitch is to actually go and be crazy in it, or does he have to be a bit more cerebral in there?
I think he's going to... Obviously, because he's not fought and won for nearly 2 years, I think his brain's going to be too embedded to the 5 rounds and starting slow. But I could be wrong. He could be out to prove a point, man. And I think that might well be what happens. I think he's going to first fight the international card. I think the Jap's not going to know what's going to hit him. That's my opinion. I think he's going to come out real guns blazing. You know what I mean? I think he's going to want to make a statement here, 100%.
Let's see how it goes. I think it's going to be a fascinating fight because I think stylistically they're very different fighters. They don't fight the same at all. The one southpaw, the other one's orthodox. The one takes its time. Hirai likes to use body kicks and high kicks to condition opponents before he looks for the boxing. And Pitch, obviously, we know he takes no prisoners in there. He goes hard, goes fast, and he looks for that finish all the time. So
he likes a lot of the elbows as well, Pitch.
Yes.
He likes sock. Loves the elbows.
I think he should use that in this fight, particularly because Hirai doesn't really like to use the elbows that much. He's more of your kickboxing nature style fighter. Fun one. That's going to be a fun fight to kick off the international fight card. Let's go. Speaking of the different times of the fight cards. We're going to move on to basically the main event on the undercard, or the card that's mainly for the Thai viewers. Nakrab, how the mighty have fallen, taking on Panrit. There was a time when Nakrab was ranked in the top 5 of the bantamweight division. Excuse me. Panrit also, been on the run, but a little bit of a topsy-turvy career at the moment, struggling to get a consistent amount of wins. But I think this is going to be a fun fight. So Nakrab, as we know, is 27 years old. His record in one is 10 wins, 4 losses, no contest. In my opinion, that's very good resume in the one championship. 3 wins by KO, 2 wins by TKO, 2 fight losing streak. He lost to our guy Taiki Naito by first round KO in his last fight. Panrit on the other hand is 29 years old, a little bit older. His record in one is 6 wins, 7 losses, no contest. Not too bad. There's a lot of fights in one, considering like the other guys in fighter fights only usually have like 2 or 3 at the time. He's got 2 wins by KO, 2 wins by TKO, 2 fight losing streak. He lost to Krisana. I wasn't surprised, to be honest. I thought Krisana is actually a very good fighter by unanimous decision. Again, contrasting of styles here. Pandit's a little bit of a volume striker, likes the footwork. Also has mean elbows in him, but he is slightly shorter than Nakrab. Nakrab, power puncher, power kicker, low volume, but sometimes it's a bit too chinny in there. Is there a chance for Pandit here, or does Nakrab get the finish? What's your thoughts, ESR?
I think both fighters are going to be out to prove a point here. I think they're obviously both 2 fights without a win now and one. I think, funnily enough, I think out of a lot of the top ties in one, I think these guys are the most chinniest. I think both fighters they've both got glass chins, but I've been really stopping and starting to try and pick a fighter to win this fight, but I'd probably most be going in the distance. I think maybe leaning towards Nakrab because of the quality sparring partners and stuff he's got over at Fairtex. I mean, he's got a lot of top guys over there. I don't know where Panrit's training at nowadays. I know he was training at Superbond camp, but I don't think I've seen him there in a while, so I'm not sure what he's been up to. I know he was meant to fight Jacob Smith. Let me just check when that was.
He was?
No, sorry, that was Nakrab. Sorry, that was Nakrab. My bad. But obviously that lost to Krisana. I thought it was quite close, but I think Krisana just clinched the shit out of him. I think he just cowed. He showed them levels, and then obviously that lost to Antar, the body shots. But I'll probably be going in the distance. If not, Nakrab by decision.
Yeah, it's a tricky one for me as well. And I think what makes me go that the easier finish it could actually be Panrit, because he does have this sort of this intensity when he goes forward. However, that's when he gets caught a lot. Like we've seen it happen in a lot of his fights. He does tend to let the hands loose, looking for that shot, and that's when fighters actually catch him. But Nakrab has been so chinny lately, bro. Like I don't know what to make of it. Like he hasn't. What's it now? 1 win in 6 fights. That's.
I think so. Yeah. What for Nakrab?
Nakrab, yeah, 1 win in 6.
I think he fought. Let me just check. I think he might have fought Peng Lung. Yeah, he fought Peng Lung and he won. Okay. So he's fought. He lost to Kong Thornani. He won against Peng and then lost against Zhao Suyai and Nato. But I think I think it's kind of like a fight that it's like a must-win here. I think
both of them.
I think it's a must-win for either fighter, and I think this fight is gonna be very intense from the first bell. I think both fighters, they know they need a big statement. They know they can't slug it out. They can't have a mediocre win. So I'm expecting a knockout. I'm actually quite confident on a knockout, whether it be Nakrab or Panrit. Obviously, I'm leaning towards Nakrab just because of the Fairtex gym, but I'll say knockout in this fight, most definitely.
Yeah. I think both guys are gonna fight for that because of. Sorry, I was standing on the correction, and thank you for correcting me. It's actually Pandit that's 1 win in 6, and Nakrab, like you mentioned there, 1 win in his last 4. But he has fought
top guys though, man.
Yeah, I was about to say.
The Wolves. He's been fed to the wolf.
Yeah, I was about to say he's fought a little bit more intense opponents. Look, regardless, I think it's needless to say, I think this fight's going to be fun. I think both guys are going to fight because they need to get back into that contention, right? When Nakrab was pretty much sitting sweetly before he started taking those losses against the guys that were in and around him. So I think this is going to make for a really, really fun fight. Get your picks in the chat for us, please, guys, or in the comment section. Excuse me. We will keep it moving to the next bout, which I think this could be a fight of the night here. Let's go to the Bantamweight Muay Thai in there. And we have Denkriangkrai taking on Ayub Yassin. Again, I think this fight could spark the crowd, to get people off their seats because of who's fighting here. Denkriangkrai, 24 years old, record in 1 is 3 wins, 1 loss, 0 no contest. One of the bigger bantamweight guys. Let's be honest, he does have some good range. He's got 1 win by KO, 2 wins by TKO. He lost to Dead One Leg by unanimous decision in his last fight. Ayub Yassin, 20 years old. His record in 1 is 1 win, 0 loss, 0 no contest. He beat Kau Karat, who's again formidable opponent by unanimous decision in his last fight. And he utilized a very good game plan. Kickboxing nature, heavy footwork, don't stay in the pocket for too long. Hit and move, and you obviously, you can win the fight. The risk with that is that you're always going to have to be on the back foot. And Denkriangkrai is a forward pressure fighter, doesn't take back foots. Very good in terms of his feints and switching stances when he throws his attacks. I think he's quite creative in there. This is going to be a bit of a fun fight, but I do feel that Denkriangkrai might be chasing shadows here because of the movement of Ayub Yassin. I don't know if you agree. What do you think, ESR?
I think it's a really fun matchup. I'm a little surprised it's not on the main card. I'll be honest. I thought this is a fight that should definitely be on the main card. Maybe I thought maybe the kickboxing fight between Michael Baranoff and Shoma could maybe have swapped that around, but we'll take it. It's just a shame that obviously not everyone can watch this fight because obviously of the new one situation. But
yes.
I'm probably leaning toward Denkriangkrai just because in that last fight I think he was a favourite. A lot of people expected him to win, and I think he's going to be kind of out to prove a point. Obviously, Yassin, he's good. He's one of the better Moroccans. We got a lot of Moroccans in one come through, and we'll see them get knocked out, and then we don't see them again. But this is one of the good ones, and I think he's kind of here to stay. But Denkriangkrai being a really established 5-round fighter, fought on Channel 7 many times, I'm probably leaning towards a Denkriangkrai decision win. I think Yassin he's gonna try and go for the leg kicks, and I think Denkriangkrai is just gonna show him like, you can't kick me, bro. You can't kick me. You know what I mean? So I'm leaning towards a Denkriangkrai win, but it would not surprise me if maybe we see a crazy Yassin KO. You know what I mean? It wouldn't surprise me. But obviously, I think the height difference might be. I'll need to wait until the weigh-in and face-offs. But I think Denkriangkrai will be the taller fighter.
So on One Championship's website, it has Denkriangkrai at 5'8" and Ayub at 6.
Wow, Jesus. Right. Okay. I mean, I've seen it before with one in their heights on their page. They're not always bang on, so I will wait until the face-offs. But I think like my opinion here, I think Denkriangkrai is going to be able to prove a point, and I think he's that loss to Dead on Lek. That was like his only loss in like 6 or 7 fights. I think he was on like a 7-fight win streak. So I'm leaning towards a Denkriangkrai win here. What do you think, BG?
Yeah, I think, to be honest with you, I think the loss against Dead One Leg, I don't think it's something to be like, I don't know if he lose that fight. Let's be real. Dead One Leg is a very good technician in there. He's smart. He knows how to navigate 3 rounds. He knows how to make adjustments in the fight. And I mean, he arguably only lost that first round against Denkriangkrai. Round 2 and 3 kind of had the pattern for him. I think the reason why you would probably go Denkriangkrai, taller fighter, and I also initially thought he was a taller fighter because of how Denkriangkrai fights. He knows how to use his range. He knows how to fight in that range and stay there. He doesn't necessarily get pushed out of that range unless you kind of rock him or drop him. He has to retreat to recover. And normally when he does get dropped or rocked, there's mainly, I say normally, but when I've seen those instances, it's maybe because of his aggression. And sometimes he leaves the chin exposed. Ayub Hussein doesn't fight like he's that tall. He does tuck in a little bit and kind of like lets the jabs go, looks for the straights, but he fights predominantly off the back foot. So he doesn't really get to use his range that well. I think that's what we're going to see in this fight. I think the pattern's going to be Denkriangkrai basically just keeping him on the back foot and working him from there. And I don't know about the finish because you say Yassine does have a good way to stay out of danger. He does have a way to, in the fact that he did win. Alcaraz was walking him down in every round, but he was able to stay out of Alcaraz's damaging shots and pick him apart from the back because of that lateral movement, and he keeps moving around the ring a lot. So, and Mutikrai doesn't necessarily like to do that. When he fought Dedouan Nick, he had to do that. He had to chase Dedouan Nick around the ring the whole time. He was unsuccessful.
Didn't have a choice.
You get what I'm saying? So for me, those are the key things that makes me go, I'm going to say Wutika on camera right now, but I'm not completely comfortable putting him in on the parlay because of that nature of he has to chase this guy. You get what I'm saying? That's my only thing.
Bro, I agree.
And that makes the fight tricky for me. But I'm going to say Wutika for the win by decision. It was hard to knock someone out that keeps moving away from you. So that's the big factor for me in this fight. But let's go, Wutika, bro. He has to get it done this weekend, tomorrow.
Happy to see him back, man. Good fight on
Yes.
Good fight to start off the night.
100%. He's a fun guy, and I became a fan from the first fight watching him. But okay, let's keep it moving here to the Flyweight Muay Thai division. We have Rambong taking on Song Padin from Laos. So Rambong, 28 years old. A bit of a stud if you think about it. The record in one championship is 8 wins, 4 losses, no contest, 3 wins by KO, 1 win by TKO. 2-fight losing streak. Lost to Stephen Irving, you know very well, I'm sure. Yes, odd. By first round KO. Beautiful performance from Stephen, by the way. Song Padin, 18 years old, a little bit of the young side. Record in one is 2 wins, 2 losses, no contest. 2-fight losing streak. He lost to Latong by second round KO, but he just got tagged in the wild exchange. What do you think? What do you make of this fight here? I think Rambong obviously has got the experience over him and also very powerful. Loves that fence, but twitchy in there. But he's on a 2-fight losing streak. Can he get it back into the win column, or is Song Padin gonna, announce his arrival properly this time?
I think 100%. I am very more than any fight on this card. I think someone's going to sleep in this fight. I think someone's kissing the canvas. Obviously, Rambong, he's on a 2-fight losing streak on one, but he actually fought maybe. It might have been around 2 months ago at Rajardam on Yokal Promotions, New Power Group, and funnily enough, it was quite a controversial loss because he was leading the fight, but in the last round, he lost the last round, and it ended up flipping from very high odds.
Yes,
I think his opponent might have been around a 25-1 favorite, and he flipped it and ended up losing. So he's been going through it. I think it might be three fights losing now. But obviously Song Padin, I'd say they're kind of like the same stand and bang type of fighters. I think they're both gonna kind of want to show each other, look, I can bang, we can do this. I don't have a prediction on it. I think Rambong really needs to win this if he wants to kind of stay in one. Song Padin, I think he's been called up. Do you know what I mean? He's not fighting for much, but I think regardless, someone's going to sleep in this fight. 100%. That's my prediction.
I think safe money would be fight not to go the distance.
Nah, 100%. I think it wouldn't surprise me if Rambong maybe picked up the decision, but I just think both fighters they're gonna come out swinging. They're both fighters who it's like those 4-oz gloves are like glued to their hands when they fight. You know what I mean? I think they're both going to be wanting to stand and bang, so I'm expecting a KO 100% from either fighter.
I've actually got that in my notes as well. I'm expecting this fight not to go the distance because of who's fighting and statistically of how both of them throw their punches. I do think Rambong does use a little bit more of the other weapons outside of just using the hands. I noticed Song Padin is a punching heavy approach, whereas Rambong does switch up a little bit and he will feint with the punches to throw a kick. He does kind of switch it up a little bit, and that could be the thing that actually carries him in this fight. But let's see what happens tomorrow. Let's keep it moving. I think this fight I'm actually quite intrigued for the next bout. Atomweight Muay Thai. Chabakao, one of my favorites to watch, not gonna lie. She is taking on Nazanin Hosseini from Iran, making a one championship debut. But she does have a good name outside of one. I'm sure you're familiar with this one. Is also Chabakao, 19 years old. The record in one championship is 5 wins, 1 loss, 0 no contest, 1 win by KO, 4-fight win streak, beating Hu Zhang by split decision in the last fight. Nazanin making a debut, but has fought at RWS quite a few times. She is the taller fighter, kickboxing nature, but speedy, but does also fade in the later rounds. And we know Chabacao, she only gets better as the fight goes on. She's not really a first round kind of fighter. She's more of the later rounds kind of specialist. What's your thoughts here, ESR?
I think what you said spot on. I think it's kind of like they're both like the opposite. You know, Chaba, she starts quite slow, and I think that's just the 5 rounds ingrained in her. Just like a lot of these Thai fighters, they start slow. They want to download the info in the first round, and then they go. Obviously, Nazanin, I've watched her. I think I watched one of her RWS fights when she fought on RWS. I think she does like kind of get in the pocket and explode, but I don't know if she's going to be able to do that with Chaba. But I could be wrong. I mean, I think it is her debut in 4 Oz gloves. I don't think she's fought any other 4 Oz promotions. Obviously, it is her one debut. I'll probably be leaning towards a Chaba win, but I wouldn't put it past me to see Nazanin come out and cause a massive upset. I know Chaba is a big favourite going into this fight. I think a lot of people are expecting her just to win, but I can't rule Nazanin out. No way.
No, me neither. Especially when I look at the tape. She's going to be the taller fighter. She's got a fantastic. She fights orthodox. She has a very good switch high kick. She loves to throw in the first round, and when she gets into the pocket, like you mentioned, she will unload at least 4 to 5 punches on you. She'll go like that. I just think though that Chabacao is gonna force the fight into the clinch and keep her there and let her know you're gonna have to take these elbows, my friend. Especially because that style of Nazanin, I don't know if she can keep up that speed throughout the fight. I think once we get to round 2 and 3, we will see a slower version of her. Maybe even an adrenaline dump. But I hear what you're saying. She has held the belt before outside of one championship, so she's got the experience there. I think she's older than Chabacao, if I'm not mistaken, but Chabacao is just a fantastic fighter all around.
She's real good, man. She's one of my favorite women fighters in one. You know, like some of her fights, as you know, she maybe loses the first round, and I can see that happening in this fight. I can see Nazanin winning the first round, and then Chaba just taking over. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like she normally does. Like she just gets so much better, and for some reason I get surprised when I realize she's always the shorter fighter, right? Against whoever she's fighting against. But she pushes them back. Round 2, round 3, she puts you on the back foot and does it in such a way where you very rarely see her lose those positions. It's like she's not gonna, once she's got you on the back foot, it's like you're gonna stay there now. She's gonna keep you there, probably even finish you, but she's gonna beat you up consistently for the remainder of the fight. And I find that for me is the big factor here. You know, I agree with you. I think Nazanin wins that first round. I have no doubt she wins the first round. If she doesn't get the knockdown, if she doesn't put Chabacao away, it's going to be a long night for her. And even there was a fight we watched Chabacao get knocked down in the first round and still won that fight. So we got to put some respect on Chabacao. Yeah, she's someone to watch for the future. Okay,
she's a gambler's dream, Chaba. She's a gambler.
Let's go. All right, we're gonna move on to the opening fight of the fight card and our last fight for our preview. We have Muhammad Ridwan taking on Riku Ito. Now, I again could not find information on Riku Ito. I had difficulty finding tape on him. I did watch Muhammad on the other hand. I did see him fight before. This is his one championship debut. I gotta say he's a kick-heavy approach fighter. I don't know if the boxing is actually there. This fight is Muay Thai, not kickboxing. The last fight I watched, I think he fought. No, it was Small Gloves. I don't remember which promotion it was now. But do you have any thoughts on this fight, Esau? Because I don't have a pick here. This is one fight I don't have a thing to say.
For Muhammad, I could have swore obviously before looking into him, he fought on one before, or there will be a Malaysian with the same second name who's fought on one. Like I'm pretty sure of it. But just like yourself, there's nothing really much out there about him. Apart from Ito, have you saw him? Like the guy looks like he's like 12 years old. Like he looks very, very young. I was pretty shocked to actually see this matchup being made. But I'll probably be leaning towards the Malaysian. I think there'll be a lot of Malaysians in Lumpinee. I think a lot of the Malaysians that are getting sent to one nowadays, they've fought previously in Malaysia. There's a few promotions in Malaysia that do like 4 ounce gloves events, but the records aren't really available online to see. But
Okay.
I think I'll be leaning towards Muhammad. Obviously, Aito, he's more of a kickboxing style fighter. I've seen
Yes.
a couple of his fights, but I think I'll just be going Muhammad, man, 100%.
You mentioned that he looks 12 years old. It says here on the One Championship page that he's 16 years old. And the
That's
team
crazy.
the German is fighting out of is Jitmyeong. So we know that German. It's a very famous name, obviously, big name. So you're gonna go with Mohammed. I'm looking at the fight now with Mohammed. So I'm just checking here. It says Lumpinee Super Champ 20. This was 1 month ago, December 20th. Yeah, there we go. So it's 2 months ago. That was the last
And
fight.
that was Muhammad?
Mohammed, yeah.
Right, okay. I know he's definitely fought in 4 hours before in Malaysia. So
Okay.
he's got that experience, and I think obviously he looks at. I will wait until the weigh-ins for me to really make a solid prediction on this without obviously going off records and tape. But I think Muhammad, he'll come in as the bigger fighter, maybe a little bit stockier, and I'd probably predict like maybe a Muhammad stoppage. I'd probably predict.
Especially because it's Muay Thai and not kickboxing, right? I think that's a big thing to pay attention to.
And again, that experience in the 4-ounce gloves, I think.
Yes.
If you ain't got experience in them and you're going to one, you gotta spar a lot of hours in 4-ounce gloves to yeah, man.
Absolutely, I agree. Okay, so Isar, that's the end of our breakdown of these fights. We're gonna bring AD back on screen. At this point, I think we'd like to ask you if you feel inclined. You don't have to if you don't want to. If you want to be able to release 1 or 2 parlays for the fans, let us know. Now is your time.
100%. So a parlay that I'm pretty certain on. It's going to be Vero money line. She's coming in. Let me just quickly double check the odds because they're always changing.
Mm-hmm. You also meant ask you after this, but you mentioned something about the weigh-ins. So I'll ask you a question like that after the parlay on the weigh-ins for the Friday fights cards now, because we don't get access to that, so we don't get to see it. You know, I think that's very important.
Right. So my parlay, I'll be going with Vero money line at 2.2 odds. Denkriangkrai at 1.9 odds, and Chaba KO at 1.3 odds. So altogether, that's a 5.6 parlay. That's a parlay I'm pretty confident on, man. And if you're wanting to make some money this Friday, jump on that.
Yeah, let's go. I think those are really very confident picks in my opinion. You see Chaba KO, Vero, and Denkriangkrai. Yeah, those are very, very, very strong picks there. Most likely to win, of course. All right, guys. That is our time. Oh yes, the question I have for you, last one I have for you is where do you get to see the weigh-ins for the Friday fights cards? Because we only get the face-offs on Instagram.
Well, on Facebook, there's a lot of Thai groups. So like Thai, it's only Thais really. There's no English speaking. I'll obviously after the show, I'll be sure to send you a link to join up. But there's a lot of Thais. I think it's majority gamblers who just show up to Lumpinee and they'll sit and they'll obviously just take video and photos, obviously from themselves, and they'll share it on the internet, and that's how I get them. Yeah, and obviously the mighty Nick Atkin as well. He uploads the face-offs, which is very helpful.
Yeah, 100%. That's also what I mainly look for is that face-offs. But I always say, I want to see the weigh-in so badly. So much information is given away during that time. So,
fighter condition, how they're looking. Do you know what I mean? It's
exactly all those things. So hopefully we get a link from you a little bit later today. AD, any final words for our special guest there before we sign off?
No, just massive thanks again to the mighty ESR, bro. We really do appreciate your time, and hopefully we can get you back on sometime, bro. I was thinking about it while I was backstage. I think 1147 would be a great one to get you back for in the foreseeable future if you are available, of course. But just great show, boys. It was very insightful, and I'm sure the subscribers and anyone who watches the video will really appreciate it. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you have made it this far, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe. We got new content coming, so you can watch the podcast every day. Joe Rogan. So from the mighty ESR, anything to say before we sign off, bro?
I just want to say thank you very much to both of you for having me on. It's an absolute honour. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, as a fan of One Championship, deep down, being invited onto the show, it's an honour. I'm used to being a viewer and a consumer, but to actually be on now, it's an honour, and it's been great talking some fights with BG, and obviously having yourself, Adrian. Been great, lads. And I'll definitely I'll be on for 147, 100%.
Love it. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. We have it. ESR will be back for 147. But thank you so much once again, ESR. Thank you so much to everyone for watching. And we'll see you on the next one. Don't forget, we'll be live for the One Friday Fights watch along tomorrow at 1:30 p.m. South African time. So we hope to see you there. Thank you so much, everybody. See you on the next one. Cheers, guys.
Remember to subscribe to Fighting with Friends.
Let's go.